Well, hi there. Today we're going to talk about transformations. I know we're not really going to transform into any sort of new kind of a robot machine that's going to save the earth, but it is kind of like a change type thing. Transformations, I looked up the actual vocabulary in the back of the math book, and it says the changing of a figure's position through rotation, reflection, or translation. Now, we just need to know what those are. So, here's a box of really helpful terms. I really want to see this in your notes. These are transformations with a capital T. So the movement is on the left and the name of that movement is on the right. So when you flip a figure, a geometric figure, it is called a reflection. You actually flip it over, okay? Usually you're going to be flipping it either over the x-axis or the y-axis. If you flip it over the x-axis, it's going to go, if this is the x-axis, it's going to go from here to here, and it'll just be flipped over. It creates a mirror image. If you're going to flip it over the y-axis, then it goes from here to here or here to here. The next one that we're going to talk about is called the slide, and it's called the translation. And the translation, it literally slides. So it goes from a position here over to here. It doesn't twist and turn and flip and flop. It just slides, just like you took your hand on and you went like that. And then you sometimes they even end up going down or up. Okay? The last one in this is called the turn or the rotation, and it's exactly what it says. You rotate a figure, and it has an axis, a point of rotation, and you might start out with it here, and then it's going to rotate around so that it eventually is here. It's going to be the same distance from that axis of rotation. Sometimes the axis of rotation is actually at the point, but it doesn't have to always be that way. So here are some better definitions, and yes, I do want these in your notes. Okay, reflection is flipping a mirror to produce a mirror image. Excuse me, flipping a figure to produce a mirror image. Okay, this is a good example of that. A translation is sliding a figure from one position to another without turning or flipping the figure. And there's a picture of that. Rotation is turning a figure about a specific point called a center of rotation. And I have a picture of that on the next page. And then this one we really didn't talk about, but I do want it in your notes because it is important and you will see it. It's called dilation. Now when you go and get your eyes tested, they put some liquid in your eyes, not always, but a lot of times, and it makes your pupil of your eye get really big, okay? It dilates. Well, dilation is kind of like that. It's like you grabbed it and stretched it proportionally, or you shrank it down. Most of the time, dilation is enlarging, just like you put it on a copy machine and enlarged it. Now, I've got some really nice pictures, but I don't know, I think they're really nice pictures of the different translations. Okay, this first one is called rotation, and I use the different colors just so you could kind of see. The blue is how the figure begins. This is your center of rotation right here. So that part of that triangle never moves from that right there. And the red is when it's starting to rotate around this point, and the green is when it finally gets to be absolutely basically 180 degrees from where it started, and so that's the green. Tried to make them so that they were easier for you to see what the movement is. Okay, here is a reflection mirror image. And reflections don't always go like over the y-axis like this. Sometimes they'll go over to the x-axis. Sometimes they'll start here and be there. I mean, it's just a matter of having a line where you're going to flip that over. It is called a mirror image because it is a reflection, just like you were putting it in a mirror. Translations, slide. So the orange is how it starts, the blue is how it finishes, side to side, or you can start here, slide over, and slide down, and you can slide up. Actually, with translations, you can come down first and then over, or you can go up first and then over. Most times you're going to see it go right and then up or down, or go left and then up or down. And that is translations. I hope it was helpful for you, and one of the things you should do is look for a video on geometric translations, because that's pretty helpful, and it'll explain it even more. Hope you have an awesome day, and thanks for listening.